The other report that I wanted to chat through, and this relates a bit more to reporting to the London plan, I think, because references, using a national framework, impact could be considered a national framework, but I think a best practice national LCA is EN 1.978 and the RICS professional statement. So from our reports tab, you can go new report. You can go all impact details and generate. Download this. So here's an overall summary of indicators and life cycle phases. We also have what's called a materials efficiency metric, not available in impact data, but if you're using eTool default, you can report separately on HS2's materials efficiency metric, which they published, and quantifying use of renewable materials and non-renewable materials, and developing a kind of circularity metric around that. Here's our life cycle stages, A1 to C in this case, and the impacts there. If you're familiar with pivot tables, you can play around with all the background data here and insert your own pivot tables. So I'll just do a couple here. Actually, I went to a recommended one. I'll build my own. So if we're thinking about RICS, we might want to include the category names and the module and CO2. I might flip module into a column here, and that's your kind of RICS layout, essentially. Finishes, walls, fittings, framing, etc. We could also include the category code there if you want a reference for that. That's more in order, I suppose. You've got your foundations, superstructure, 2, finishes, 3, etc. So that's quite a useful one. Another one that's quite useful is to plug in the year as a row, and let's remove the module, make it a bit more simple. Sorry, let's put year as a column. And here you see the impacts on each of these categories over year on year. So you can start to pick out which years have significant replacement rates and think about how we can design improvements there. You might put in the description here. Oh. We see the descriptions of all our templates and the big replacements in this case. And every year we've got a bit of cleaning impacts for the windows. We could look at cost here instead of CO2. We start to look at where the big costs are coming from year on year. Big replacement here at year 5 for wall finish, the painting in the wall finish there. So quite powerful, I think, data dump and lots of options in terms of how we present those results. User is free to manipulate and play around with these pivots as they see fit.